Philippe, can you put the detention of these ethnic Armenians in Azerbaijan into context? How did they come to be in Azerbaijani custody, and what does that tell us about their likely fate?
Thank you. Yes, I think this is a very important question. As you know, there has been an independent Republic of Nagorno-Karabakh called Artsakh in Armenian, and it has been established after a democratic process, which was a referendum based on the Soviet constitution. So before Armenia and Azerbaijan became independent republics. Of course, Azerbaijan has always refused the outcome of this referendum, but a republic has been established with structured bodies, a legislative and executive government. And for over 30 years, this republic has functioned very normally and democratically. And of course, this republic could exist, thanks to the support of the Armenian Republic and also from the Armenian diaspora. When Azerbaijan decided to tell everybody that the negotiations in the framework of a Minsk group that has been established. As I recall, the Minsk group was co-chaired by France, United States, and Russia to establish the principles on which the problem of Nagorno-Karabakh would be resolved. Pacifically. And among these principles, you had, of course, the principles of territorial integrity confronting to the principle of self-determination. But the discussions were ongoing. And amongst the principles decided by this group, the first one was that the issue would be solved pacifically, so without recourse to force, to war. And secondly, the status of Nagorno-Karabakh was left to the ultimate stage of a negotiation process. So Azerbaijan decided in 2020 that it was enough, that the negotiations were going nowhere, and made recourse to the force, military force. So that was the first step. The second step, so they won the war, but with equal number of victims on each side. In 2023, actually by the December 2022, they decided to make a blockade on the remaining territory. So this blockade lasted 9 months. Only ICRC was allowed to make transfers of sick people to Armenia for getting cares. After 9 months, so there was a final assault on this remaining territory and the forced displacement of the whole population. And this is during this forced displacement that Azerbaijani forces arrested 23 people. We will tell you later that some of them are prisoners of war, combatants, and some of the others are political prisoners because they were former rulers of this independent republic. That's the story behind the arrest, detention, and today trial of these people. So the context is in fact a lasting conflict but it is also the conflict between self-determination and so territorial integrity that unfortunately the international community didn't succeed to solve pacifically. So that's the context.